Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Di and today is December 12th. So it's the 12th day of my Vlogmas journey and I did a little bit of filming today, so I'm coming to you with my face instead of my blanket. But yeah, so like I said, I did do a little bit of filming, so I filmed my series First Impressions of Mrs. Claus and the Santaland Slayings by Liz Ireland. This is the first book in the Mrs. Claus series, and it was the Book One Cozies Club December selection. And I do two types of videos for these selections. I have my chapter by chapter playlist, which is an audio only reading vlog, where I break down the book into sections and then give you my spoilery thoughts as I read through the book. And then I have my series First Impressions video, which is the video I filmed today, which gives you my unspoilery thoughts. And so, yeah, I will tell you that I really enjoyed this one, but for more of my thoughts on this book, definitely check out my either chapter by chapter playlist if you don't mind spoilers, or would like to read along with me, or you can check out my series First Impressions video, which will be up by time this video goes up. So yeah, really enjoyed this one. So other than that, I did my random number generator a little while ago. The number that I pulled was 2106, which ended up being the third book in the series. And so this particular series I have not yet started. So the book that I'm adding to my list is the first book in that series, and that is Claws of the Cat, the first book in the Shinobi Mystery series by Susan Span. This book is a historical Japanese novel about a samurai who is brutally murdered, and a master ninja gets enlisted to help a Portuguese Jesuit to solve the crime. I'm reading right off of the Goodreads. So yeah, it looks like both of them are going to try to solve this murder. I have had this particular book on my TBR shelf since 2016, the first book in this series. I do not own it, and my library does not have an electronic copy, so I will need to procure a copy of this book for myself some way. But it has been one that I've been interested in because it's historical Japanese. Now I'm a little bit wary about this one because it is written by a white woman. She currently lives in Japan and has studied Japanese history, but at the same time she is a white woman and was born in America. She wasn't like raised in Japan, so yeah, I'm a little bit weary about a story about historical Japan from a white person. So I'm interested to see what I think. And so this one will definitely be going on my 12 books to read in 2022 list. And yeah, I'm kind of excited to get to it. It is quite a long series. There are currently 7 books in this series, with the most recent book to have been published being published in 2019. So yeah, if it's a good one, I'll definitely be continuing because there is quite a bit. I have said before that I don't enjoy historical books, but I do find stories that are set in historical Japan to be interesting. So yeah, I guess that's the one exception. I haven't yet read a story set in historical China or historical Korea, but I have read other books in historical Japan and I've enjoyed those. So yeah, again, interested to see what I think. So that's my random number generator for my 12 books to read in 2022 list. And now let's open my yarn advent calendar. So you can see this is day 12. So let's see what today's skein looks like. Oh, more purple. But this one is kind of wacky. So it looks like this. This one is from Dragon Horde Yarn. And the inspiration is give her hell, Peeves. So, was that said by the Weasley brothers? The Weasley twins? I can't remember. I think I've told you that I've only read like Order of the Phoenix once or twice. And it's been a very long time since I've read it, so the only like reference that I really have is the movie, which I've watched recently. So it kind of sounds like something the Weasley twins would say, but I'm not sure. And with the amount of colors that is in this skein, it definitely reminds me of the Weasley fireworks. So maybe that's the inspiration, but yes. Still purple. I really think purple is the theme of this collection, but lots more brighter colors, not so muted and kind of gray. This one's definitely more fun, and yeah, I really enjoyed that. So yeah, give her hell, Peeves, is my yarn advent calendar for the day. So it is about 8:20 right now in the evening, and all I've done today was edit the Vlogmas video and then record my series first impressions video for the Book One Cozies Club selection. Editing the Vlogmas videos is taking a really long time. It's uploading to YouTube right now, but it tells me that it's going to take 3 hours before it's posted. So I think I am going to have to schedule that for really early tomorrow morning, because I don't think the processing is going to be done on it in like before I'm ready for bed. Even though I do go to bed after midnight. But yeah, so I finally finished my first novel of the month. It took a while. It took a while for me to get one book done, but I'm also behind on my schedule to read all of that manga and the Monochrome Manga Club selection. So those are my kind of priority reading until Thursdays, the Monochrome Manga Club selections. And then I think my game plan for this week is to start Vampire Academy on audiobook during my lunch breaks this week. So I definitely need to get that and the Nightmare Hall book done by the end of December, because I don't want to start the year with a punishment. So yes, the Book One Cozies Club bonus selections are going to have to wait. But traditionally, I do normally read the year-round Christmas mystery in January, just because I just never get to it. I'm hoping that won't be the case this year, but we're going to have to see. With the way that I've been reading this month so far, we're almost halfway through the month, and I've only finished one novel. So I've still got 2 other novels to read, plus the 3 other bonus selections. Things are looking not too good. But yeah, so that is my check-in for today, and I will be back tomorrow to share with you my next manga advent calendar tag and my next yarn advent calendar pouch. And yeah, so it's back to work tomorrow, and that's pretty much all I've got for you tonight. So my mom is coming back from working in a little bit, and so we're going to have a late dinner and then settle in for bed. And I still have to play all of my daily missions for all of my video games, so yes. So that'll do it for me today. I hope you're all doing great. I'll talk to you later.
Hello everybody, it is December 13th, and I am here with my daily check-in. So let's start this section off with my manga advent calendar project so that my daughter can get back to watching Fairy Tail. She is doing a rewatch of Fairy Tail and really enjoying herself. And so I will have her help me open this tag now so that she can get back to it as soon as possible. So let's see what's inside this tag. That says, I can't even see, Mermaid Saga. I thought you said there was one thick one.
No.
There are several thick ones already. Okay, well, I will be reading the first omnibus of Mermaid Saga, though I should read both of them, considering there's only 2. But my daughter will go get that, and while she gets that, I will share with you my yarn advent calendar. So here is my yarn advent calendar for the day, and let's see what is inside. Is it more purple? Yes! Yes, it's more purple! Okay, so this one is actually more multicolored skein. There's definitely purple in it, but there's also some hunter green in here and teal, and I think this is some like beige or tan. There's definitely some more like golden colors through here, and yeah, I think this will go pretty good with like the Order of the Phoenix skeins and the Luna Lovegood skeins because it has so much brown in it and obviously the multicolored aspect. But let's see what the inspiration for the skein was. And the inspiration was Ferenz teaches divination. So, yeah. Even though there's more purple in this skein, I really enjoy this one because it's got a lot of teal in it. And teal and turquoise are 2 of my favorite colors, or are my favorite colors. So, yeah. Very interesting. I have to admit, I wasn't expecting so much purple when I purchased this advent calendar. And I can't remember off the top of my head now what, if there was any overall color theme in the Goblet of Fire box. I did watch Nitty Natty open that one last year, but I can't remember. But yeah, lots of purple. Purple, like I said, is not my favorite color. It was my sister's though. So yeah. Interesting skein for today. So the daughter is back with my volume of Mermaid Saga. So here is volume 1 of Mermaid Saga by Rumiko Takahashi. This one is published by Viz and is rated older teen. So in this one, there's a myth about if you consume mermaid flesh, you can become immortal, and so mermaids are hunted, and that's pretty much all I remember. In this one, I believe we followed this one on the cover here, and she meets a human, and he like protects her, I think. I did watch the anime many, many years ago, and I've been meaning to rewatch it, and read this. So I do want to read it before I rewatch it. And I actually do have the entirety of the anime in my personal collection. So that's great because I don't think it's available anymore. But yeah, I'm really interested to see what the differences are between the source material and the anime that came out. And yeah, looking forward to this one. So I'm going to have the daughter take this one away because I am running out of room on my book cart that's near my bed because I'm obviously behind on all of my reading. And I'll let her go watch her fairy tale. And so what did I do today? I worked. I had a full day of work today, and then when my work day was over, I got on my personal computer and edited and uploaded the last 2 sections of my chapter by chapter for Mrs. Claus and the Santa Land slayings. And so that's all uploaded and scheduled, so that's great. During my lunch hour, I did listen to the audiobook of Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead. This is a book that has come up for my Rotating Decks TBR game. And so I made it to the end of chapter 5. So I will start chapter 6 tomorrow. And I'm also running out of bookmarks because I had to use a different one. So at least I started that one. Last night I did start Laughing Under the Clouds. This is for my Monochrome Manga Club meeting. That is this Thursday. I made it about halfway through. So I do need to finish this one tonight. And then I want to at least put a little bit of a dent in the case study of Vanitas, which is the other volume that we are reading for the club meeting. But this particular one, I was surprised to find out that only the first half of this volume is the present day story. Present day, I mean the story that we're following, because this is a historical story. But the second half of this volume is a prequel story that follows some of the people that know the people that we're following in the first half of this volume. So I'm not quite sure what the relationship is between that story and this one. So far, we've just basically met some characters, and the first half of the volume, like I said, has nothing to do with the second half of the volume. And so, yeah. I did find what I read interesting, but it really is just an introduction to what is being set up for this story. And we are just following 3 brothers who are the ferrymen of the prisoners to the prison that's in the middle of the lake. And there's some nefarious things going on in that prison. And this happens at a time when the age of the samurai has ended, and there are some rogue samurai who don't like the fact that they had everything taken away from them. So we had an encounter with one of those, and we saw the brothers and them doing their job ferrying the prisoners. And there's an escaped convict, and so they have to go find the convict because otherwise the convicts will wreak havoc. And so, yeah, definitely my type of story with the whole crime aspect, but I didn't get enough. I wish I had a full volume because I feel like this was too little of an introduction to this story. So, yeah, I'm interested to see what left of this story there is in the prequel section and see if I can tie it back to the first part. But so far I'm enjoying it. I do enjoy the art style as well. And so that is that one. So yesterday, the random number generator book that I picked for my 12 books to read in 2022 list, I had said that I needed to procure a copy of it. And I was thinking about it after I had recorded my section, and I was like, I'm almost positive I bought a copy of that. And so I combed my bookshelves, and sure enough, I did procure myself a copy of it. So I do have a copy of Claws of the Cat, the first book in the Shinobi Mystery Series by Susan Spahn. So I will be adding this to my stack. And even better because it is one that I already own. So another book that I've owned that I'm hoping to get off of my shelf next year. So I just wanted to share that with you. And then the last thing I want to share today is a little bit of a book haul. So I did have several things show up at my house today, but I'm going to spread them out so that there's a little treat for a couple days at least. But I had said, I think it was last week or the week before, that I had made an order from Thrift Books. And I was still waiting on 2 other books. So those 2 other books came in today. The first of those was Robotech, the new generation, the Invid Invasion 3-in-1 bind up. So if you watch some of my more recent videos, you know that I have been reading the Robotech books, and that it is an animated series that I have really enjoyed growing up and into my adulthood. And so I have started reading through these novelizations, and I'm finding them very interesting because they do hold little tidbits of story that aren't in the animation, and it also helps to explain some things or give more detail to some scenes that I don't feel like we got in the animation. And so I've been trying to collect the books because they are rather old. And so I had gotten a notification on Thrift Books that this one was available, and so I went to go pick that one up. So now I have this one, and I'm still missing all of the ones that are after this, so I still need to procure those. But yeah, that one looks like it's in pretty good condition. And then to round out my order, I picked up the Krampus Chronicles, The Three Sisters by Sonia Halbach. I can't remember who I had heard about this book from, but it sounds interesting. It is about the granddaughter of the author of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, and she gets a visit by someone one night who says that their grandfather was the author of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. And then shortly after he arrives at her house, an intruder enters her house, and while they're trying to track him down, they end up in a different land, one that's hidden under New York City, and they're trying to get back to the granddaughter's house, but they're finding that it's not as easy, and obviously I think they're going to meet Krampus. And so I thought this was very interesting. I don't know much about the Krampus legend, but I think this is like Christmas winter horror, and I'm down for that. So I'm looking forward to checking this one out. And I was looking at some of these stories, the advertisements that are in the back. And I saw one that I had already read, so yeah, this is a used library book copy, which is fine. I think this is still in pretty good condition, and so I'm looking forward to checking that one out sometime. I also forgot to mention to you yesterday that I did finally do my nails, so I don't know how you're going to be able to see that because my camera just doesn't want to focus. But it's a silver glitter polish with Christmas tree light design on it. So it's really, really sparkly. And these are Color Street nail strips again. I ended up using a different base coat underneath, so hopefully that works out better. And yeah, I gave my nails a little bit of a trim and a file, and so yes, I am all decked out. This should take me through Christmas, and then I have one more set of winter strips to take me through New Year's. So I am very happy with my nails. I think they're super cute, and yeah, so far so good. One day in, no chips or anything like that, so I'm happy. And so that will pretty much do it for me and this check-in. So I am going to get into this and then hopefully move into this because I do need to get those read, plus my 2 volumes of Parasite before Thursday. And so, yeah, that's going to be my check-in for today. I hope you're all having a great one, and I will talk to you later. Hello everyone, it is December 14th and I am here with my daily check-in. So, this one should be rather short and sweet considering I really didn't do much today besides work. And work is getting down to the wire. The closer we get to the end of the year, the more stressful my desk becomes. And we are at that point right now. So there's not much that I want to do besides play video games and relax on the couch, watch TV after work. And reading is definitely not something that I'm gravitating towards at the moment. So, yeah, but let's not talk about that right now. Let's go ahead and open my yarn advent calendar for the day. And I'm really excited to see what's inside here. Ooh, this one is very autumnal. It's a lot of brown tonals with a little bit of rust. And there's a little bit of gray in here. So the inspiration for this skein was, what does that say? Hagrid's Tale. So that makes sense because Hagrid wears a lot of browns. Yeah. Definitely a surprise that this one is not as colorful. I don't think there's any purple in here, so that's nice as well. Though I could be mistaken again because like even in these like lighter sections where there's like what I think is gray, it could be a purple. So yeah. So that's Hagrid's Tale. And then I did pull my random number generator for my 12 books to read in 2022 project. And the number I got was 1395. And the book ended up being Spell Checked, the first book in the Retired Witch Mystery Series by Jim and Joyce Levine. I think I have this one. Goodreads tells me I purchased it. But I can't find it. It is not with my Cozy Mysteries. And so I am going to have to rifle through my shelves to find it. But like I said, Goodreads tells me that I own it because when I purchase books, I usually will put in that I own a book on a bought in whatever year shelf. And so, yeah, and I kind of remember purchasing it, but I don't know where it is. There's a couple of places I haven't looked yet, but I was just too tired after work to rifle through my shelves. And my shelves are stacked 3 rows wide. So there's a lot of books. Thankfully, this weekend I did look through the shelves for something else, so I kind of know where it's not. So I can exclude those shelves on my search, but I do need to find that book, and I'm really interested to check this series out. It has been one on my radar. It is a cozy mystery, and paranormal, I believe, because retired witch. And I have read another series by the Levines. Was it the Pretty Poison Peggy Gardner series, I think? We read that for Book One Cozy's Club. Really enjoyed that one. And so, yeah, need to find Spell Checked. And since it's retired witch, I'm thinking that we're dealing with older ladies. I could be wrong. I didn't read the synopsis when I pulled the title. So, in any case, it is one that I'm interested in. It is one I should have on my shelves somewhere in my house. So, yeah, excited to add that one to the list. And it's a cozy mystery, which I don't think any of the books I've pulled so far have been a cozy mystery. I could be mistaken, but I don't remember there being another cozy mystery. So, yeah, adding a cozy mystery series to the list. Unfortunately, it is a first in a series, so I'll have to start a new series, but that's okay. So, what have I been reading? So, last night, I did finish Laughing Under the Clouds. I actually enjoyed this quite a bit more than I thought I was going to, but I do record series first impressions videos on the Monochrome Manga Club selections. So that's all I'm going to say about this one here. And so, yeah, really enjoyed that one. I did go ahead and start the case study of Vanitas Volume 1. And as you can see, I didn't get very far. So I do need to finish this one up tonight. And then this afternoon, during lunch, I did listen to more of Vampire Academy. And I got up to chapter 11. And I'm really enjoying that listen. So far, nothing really much is happening. Just kind of following the girls around. There's not really anything besides the guardian character getting into trouble a lot. But yeah, it's a enjoyable thing for me to be listening to on my lunch break, because I don't really need to think about it a lot. I can just sit back and relax and listen. And yeah, so enjoying revisiting this story. I don't remember anything from when I read it several years ago. So yeah, new experience with the same story, but still enjoying the experience. So that is great. So I told you that I had gotten quite a few things delivered when I spoke to you last night, and so I am spacing out those deliveries to share with you. So tonight's show and tell is my purchase from Stitching the High Notes. So Stitching the High Notes is a podcast that I started watching this summer, maybe this spring in 2021. And Joanna is or was a singer, an opera singer, and she has a knitting podcast, and she does a lot of not only like studio vlogs where she's in her studio apartment and just kind of takes you through her day. She does some cooking and things, and she has some dietary restrictions that makes looking at the things that she cooks very interesting. And I've tried a couple of the recipes that she has shared from her podcast and have so far really enjoyed what I have made. And so, yeah, I do really enjoy her podcast, and I've been wanting to support her. And so she has an online shop where she makes handmade knitting bags for knitters or crafters. She has a couple different types of bags, and so I purchased my first bag from her in October, and it was a pumpkin, like jack-o'-lantern fabric, the sweater bag. And so that is what I purchased here, is her sweater bag. So you can see it is rather large, but it's not very deep. So I saw this fabric that she had in her Christmas or holiday update, and this is her retro ornaments fabric, and I thought it was so cute, so I decided to pick up another one. I was actually very fortunate that this one was still in stock when I went to go purchase it on Black Friday, or not Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, because I had gotten onto the website a little late. But there was one waiting for me, and so I decided to snatch this one up. Super cute fabric. And then I also purchased a progress keeper. So that is a palm tree. And her progress keepers are very economical. They're only like $1.50. And so the last time I purchased from her, I also picked up some stitch markers, or progress keepers, I'm sorry. And yes, I'm really enjoying my purchases from her, and I'm glad that I was able to support her again. And so, yeah, I pretty much have enough knitting bags to last me a lifetime. Definitely don't need any more, but I find that knitting bags, it really like heightens the experience of a project. Like just looking at certain fabrics or the bag that your project is in, at least for me, brings me a level of joy. And so, yeah, having nice project bags is something that I enjoy having. And so I probably will not be purchasing any other project bags in a while, especially because my mom has made me several recently, some of which I have shared on my Yarny updates as well as the Vlogmas videos. And yeah, but I do really enjoy this, and I'm glad to have it. So that is pretty much my update for today. Yeah. Tomorrow, I do not have my coworker working with me because it is her day off, so we are short-handed, so my stress level is probably going to be through the roof. But I foresee some manga reading during lunch, reading Parasite instead of Vampire Academy, because I do need to get the Monochrome Manga Club volumes done before the meeting on Thursday, and I am very behind. So, yeah, that will do it for me this evening. I will be back with you tomorrow for another check-in. You will definitely be seeing my face on Thursday because I will take you with me to the Manga Club meeting. And yeah, so I hope you're all having a great one, and I will talk to you later. Hi everyone, it is December 15th and I am here with my daily check-in. So today was another work day. So I pretty much didn't do anything besides work and then have some dinner and watch TV. We started the Wheel of Time series on Amazon Prime and we're about 4 episodes in, I think. Really enjoying that so far. It's kind of making me want to read the book, but if I know myself, like I think I do, I'm not going to enjoy the book as much as I enjoy the TV show. There's just something about high fantasy and the world building that gets me every time. And so, yeah, we do have the books. My mom purchased the first 3 in a box set, I think, because she was interested in reading them. She hasn't read them yet. So they are available to me if I'm interested, but I think I'll stick with the TV show for now. But anyway, it is a manga advent tag day, and so my daughter is here to help me open up this tag. So let's see what's inside. That says Knockout Makers. That is in my room. I believe it is a manhwa, and there are only 3 volumes in this series. So I will be reading the entire thing because there's only 3 volumes. So while my daughter grabs that, I will open my yarn advent. So my battery died, so I had to plug in. But let's open, like I said, the yarn advent calendar. So we are getting very close to that full skein. Let's see what is inside for today. And it is another purple skein. So, this one is a Yarn Cafe Creation skein, and it's very much like a gray kind of peacocky color, I guess, with the dark teals and the orchid purples, and there's some like bright pink right there. I want to say this part right here is black. But yeah, I actually really like this skein. I'm wondering what the inspiration was, so let's find out. The inspiration is I Killed Sirius Black. So that is a quote from Bellatrix Lestrange. And yeah, I actually really like this skein. Really like it. Probably because it's got my favorite color in it, the teals. But yeah. So that's the skein for today. So the daughter did bring me Knockout Makers. And so I was wrong. This is not a manhwa. It is an actual manga. And so we have volume 1 right here, volume 2, and volume 3. And so, yeah, I've had this series on my shelf for a little bit. It is complete in 3 volumes. My daughter just confirmed that for me. So this one is by Kyoko Hashimoto, published by Tokyo Pop, and is rated teen. I did get this one from Book Off, as you can see. It says there's an urban legend abuzzing about a mysterious group known as the Knockout Makers. As the myth goes, these individuals accept commissions and requests to make your average girl a totally hot knockout. A new hairstyle, advice on what not to wear, or an extreme makeover. Here are the true stories of the Knockout Makers who endeavor to make the world a beautiful place, one girl at a time. So it kind of sounds a little bit like the wallflower, if you're familiar with the wallflower, except those guys' like hobby is not to beautify multiple girls. They are charged with beautifying their landlord's niece, I think, because she likes to wear black, she likes to watch horror films, and she doesn't like brush her hair or take any care in her appearance. But there's 4 guys who like help her kind of quote unquote beautify herself. But it sounds like these guys kind of like run a maybe business. I don't know. So yeah, should be interesting. And it is labeled comedy. So I presume we're going to have some funny business happening. And so I'm looking forward to a little bit of comedic storylines. And so yes, this will be an exception because there are 3 volumes here. So that will be another manga title to add to my list of manga that I still need to read. Today I did read Parasite, Volume 7. So that's the second to the last volume. And so I will be reading Volume 8 during my lunch break tomorrow because our manga club meeting is tomorrow night. And I will be taking you along with me for that to do some manga shopping and things like that. Parasite Volume 7 wasn't my favorite volume. We are definitely getting towards the end, and you can tell there's a lot of violence. There was an unnecessary kind of sex scene, I guess. Not really, but there was nudity, and I don't feel like it was for any good reason or for that it propelled the story in any way. So yeah, I'm curious to see what the final volume will hold, because you can definitely tell the story's closing. And I do find the mangaka's kind of Q&A answers in the back of the volume to be interesting as far as viewpoints on the world and what he wrote into the story in regards to humans in general. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that. Like I said, I will be doing my normal series first impressions video for the case study of Vanitas, which my daughter has taken to her room, I think, if she's not reading it right now. But I'll throw up a picture right here so that you can see. I did read that last night, and I was a little underwhelmed. I think I've told you before that I've had an issue with Jun Mochizuki's work in the past, just that it was confusing for me, and I really definitely feel like this particular volume was the same. So, yeah, again, I'll talk more about that in my series First Impressions video, but Parasite, when I finish Volume 8, I'll come back and give you my full thoughts on that, because that is the end of a series. Full unspoilery thoughts, just so that you know. As far as my show and tell for the day, like I said, I had gotten a few things this week, and my anime club sock yarn set came in. And so if you've followed my Yarny updates for a little bit, you know that I have been purchasing these anime inspired sock sets from Hawari Bazaar. And so the November Club came in today, or not today, earlier this week, a couple days ago. And so this was the November skein. This was inspired by Howl's Moving Castle. So you can see I have the full skein and a coordinating mini skein for cuffs, heels, and toes, or however I want to use it. And so you can see it says Howl's Moving Castle, Anime, November Club, 7525 Superwash Merino Nylon, approximately 463 yards for the main skein, 92 yards for the mini skein, 100 grams for the full skein, 20 grams for the mini. I purchased these so that I can knit them into socks for my daughter and I, and my daughter and I can get a pair of socks each out of a sock set like this. That's why I get the coordinating minis, to extend the actual yarn. And so, yeah, that's my show and tell for the day. So as far as the rest of the night goes, my plan is to read Transformers Volume 1, which is my 5th volume of manga for my manga advent calendar challenge. I am terribly behind on that at this point. I haven't read any since I talked to you about this last, but I'm looking forward to reading more. So yeah, it looks like my manga advent calendar challenge is going to roll into that 12 books to read in 2022 list. I definitely learned my lesson. And you're not really going to know how these things go for you until you actually do them. And so, yeah, I'm definitely thinking of changes I need to make for next year in order to free up some reading time for myself. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back into this one. Like I said, tomorrow I will be reading Parasite Volume 8 on my lunch break. We will be going to our manga club meeting tomorrow night and doing some manga shopping as well. And I will take you along. You should see my face because I will have my face on, seeing that I am going to the manga club meeting. So, yeah, we will talk face to face tomorrow, and I will take you on a little outing. So I hope you are all having a great one, and I will talk to you later.